Welcome to the Deep Relaxation Clinic. My name is Calliope, and I'm going to be taking care of you today. I just have a few questions to ask you before we begin, if that's all right. Wonderful. So I'd just like to confirm your name and date of birth. Excellent. Good. And is that your preferred name? How do you like to be addressed? Wonderful. Now I have just a few intake questions. It won't take too terribly long. First, on a scale from 1 to 10, how stressed are you? Scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not stressed at all, and 10 being the most stressed you've ever been. How would you rate your stress level? Okay. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how stressed do you feel? That sounds pretty similar, but oftentimes when we talk about stress, it's almost a commonly accepted thing that we're all supposed to be under so much stress all the time, and we don't feel like we can be honest about how it's affecting us. So you gave me how stressed you think you are, but how stressed do you actually feel that you are? Sort of judgment. This is just to keep an accurate record. There is absolutely no judgment here. This is what we're here to work on and treat. So it really doesn't matter either way. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how stressed do you actually feel? Now, I'm going to list a few descriptions, and I just want you to tell me if any of these resonate for you. Do you often feel that you are on edge or numbed out? Do you feel like a raw nerve or, in general, frazzled? And if there is a description that would better describe you, feel free to let me know. Okay. Yes, I just want to get something from your own words, because a number scale can tell us a little bit about it, but that's kind of a subjective thing, whereas getting a little more descriptive with it can give us a better insight into what is actually going on with you. I'm just going to jot this down. Very good. Now I'd like to start with checking your pulse. I'm just going to be taking your pulse from your radial artery just below the thumb here, putting my fingers right below there, and we can check the heart rate. Do you have any preference as to which arm I check from? Okay. And before I do that, is it okay to touch you? Do I have your permission to do that for the purposes of this treatment? Excellent. Thank you. So I'm just going to lay my fingers right here on that radial pulse point. And we're going to do just a couple of tests. And what I'm looking for is elevation in these stats. Here at the Deep Relaxation Clinic, we are working with the autonomic nervous system, and this would be your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, more specifically of what we're working with. Okay. I'm just going to jot that down. So I'm going to also listen to your heart and lungs, but I'd like to expand a little bit about what it is that we are working with. So our parasympathetic nervous system is also known as the rest and digest part of the nervous system, whereas your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight system. Now, when we have our sympathetic nervous systems activated, for example, in times of stress or exercise, or you get a quick little rush of adrenaline, then we experience symptoms like increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, sweating, our breathing changes, so we often get a faster and more shallow rate of breathing. And sometimes we get stuck in this system. And the system is very important. However, it's also important that we balance it out with the parasympathetic nervous system. And this system helps govern things like allowing your body to digest and not sweat so much. And it also constricts your airways a little bit so that you can breathe at a more restful rate. It brings the heart rate down, the blood pressure. So this is what we're looking to activate. And there's a few different ways we can go about this. And before we get into that, I'm just going to check on your heart and lungs. I'm going to listen to your heart first. I'm just going to put the diaphragm of my stethoscope on your chest. We'll take a little listen to your heart. Just keep breathing normally. Keep breathing normally. Good. Good. Now, I am going to listen to the lungs. I'm going to listen first just as you're breathing normally. And then we'll do a little bit of deep breathing. Breathe normally. Now when I put the diaphragm on your chest, I'm just going to have you take a deep breath in and out, and I will let you know when we need to do that. Take a deep breath in and out. 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 Perfect. Now there is a twofold reason that listening to your heart and lungs. Firstly, I wanted to listen to the strength of your heart, if it's beating quite hard, if it's beating quite fast. And I also wanted to listen to the quality of your breathing, if it's quite shallow or quite fast. And the other reason is that we can use that guided breathing, that transition of breath, to help start activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, these nervous systems are supposed to be automatic, but they also need a little bit of specific conditions in order to kick in, almost like a dimmer switch. So sometimes they get kind of stuck in the middle. And what we aim to do is bring you into that parasympathetic nervous system state, so then we can see deeper sleep, better rest, we feel more at ease, we don't feel on edge, maybe our mind quiets a little bit. There's quite a few different benefits to allowing your body to actually rest. I'm just going to note down the notes for your heart and lungs. We're going to start this time intentionally doing that deep breathing. We want to switch from shallow, faster breathing to a slow, deep breath. So I am going to have you breathe mostly from your diaphragm. The diaphragm is a muscle that pulls the air in. And then as it pushes up, it allows us to exhale. So you will feel your abdomen rise if you're breathing more from your diaphragm, whereas if you're not, it's more just up in your chest. So it may help to put one hand on the chest and one hand on the abdomen, but that's up to you. Just want you to concentrate on breathing from deep in your abdomen. And we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. If this is uncomfortable, if there's any issue with that, it's just fine. Just breathe to what is comfortable for you. We don't need you to feel any discomfort with breathing. That's antithetical to the whole thing, right? Yes. So you could take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel your breath fill the abdomen, and then exhale from the mouth. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. Last one. Deep breath in and exhale. Wonderful. Now we're going to do a little trick almost. And I am going to grab a little cotton bud here. And we are directly going to stimulate some of the nerve fibers of the parasympathetic nervous system. So around the mouth, around the lips, if you very lightly stroke around 2 or 3 times, that can help the parasympathetic nervous system engage. So just very gently with this cotton bud, just going to very gently, very slowly stimulate the nerve fibers. we're going to move into something called a rotation of consciousness. This is a technique used in Yoga Nidra practices. So Yoga Nidra is yoga, which very loosely means union, very roughly means union. Nidra means sleep. So it's yoga for a non-sleep deep rest. And this is one of the techniques that is used in that practice. So first, I'd like you to just take a moment to scan down the body. And I want you to see if there is any tension in the body. So we could start at the crown of the head, move down. Is the forehead tight? Is there a furrow between the brows? Is the jaw tight? Can we separate the teeth? And what about the shoulders? Are they hiked up and rolled forward? Can we roll them back and roll them down? I'm going to press the shoulders down here. What about our hands? Are they open or are they clenched? Is there anywhere that you're holding tension that you can make these little micro adjustments to address? Can you get even more comfortable in the seat that you're in? Can you feel the surface underneath you? Under your back, under your legs. Just take a moment to just assess what's going on in the body. Tightness in the throat or the chest, maybe bouncing in the legs, maybe our legs are crossed. Anything that might be creating that tension. Just do your best to alleviate as much as you can. And then I'm going to grab a new cotton bud. And I am going to have you bring awareness to different parts of the body. Normally this is done just eyes closed on your own, but I'm going to help you out by touching the areas that I am talking about. So I'd like to start by just having your eyes closed. You can keep them open if you want, but this does work easier if they're closed. And we're going to start on the forehead here. I want you to bring your attention to your forehead. Feel your forehead. See it in your mind. Right here. Feel your forehead. And we have the left eyebrow. The left eye. The right eyebrow. The right eye. The middle of the eyebrows. Can you relax this area right here? And the nose. What about the left cheek? The right cheek. What about the left side of the jaw? Right side of the jaw. upper lip, lower lip, the space between the lips. What about the tip of your tongue? Bring your awareness to the tip of your tongue and the base of your tongue, your lower teeth, your upper teeth, the roof of your mouth, the inside of the left cheek, the inside of the right cheek, the floor of your mouth, the chin, the left ear, the right ear, underneath the chin, now bring your attention to your right hand, your right palm, the tip of your right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky, the back of your hand, your right wrist, your forearm, right elbow, upper arm, shoulder, right side of your chest, the bottom of the right side of your rib cage, right side of your waist, right hip, right thigh, the knee, the lower leg, the right ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, the tip of your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And then bring your attention to your left hand. I just stroke the left palm, tip of the left thumb, first finger, second finger, third, pinky, the back of the left hand, the left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, the left shoulder, left side of your chest, bottom of the left side of your rib cage, left side of your waist, the left hip, the left thigh, the knee, the lower leg, your left ankle, top of the foot, bottom of the foot, the tip of the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, bring your attention to your right foot, your left foot, then your right shin, left shin, left knee, right knee, right thigh, left thigh, right hip, left hip, left waist, right waist, right chest, left chest, right shoulder, left shoulder, right upper arm, left upper arm, left elbow, right elbow, right forearm, left forearm, right hand, left hand, the hollow of your throat, the middle of your throat, your chin, the right side of your jaw, left side of your jaw, the lower lip, the upper lip, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right eye, the left eye, the left eyebrow, the right eyebrow, the space between your eyebrows, your forehead, top of your head, the back of your neck, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, middle back, lower back, the right gluteus muscle, the left gluteus muscle, the back of your right thigh, the back of your left thigh, your left calf muscle, your right calf muscle, the sole of your right foot, the sole of your left foot, the toes on the right side, and the toes on the left side. Good. Your right side is relaxed. Your right side is loose. Your limbs are heavy. The entire right side is relaxed. The left side is relaxed. The left side is loose. The limbs are heavy. The left side is entirely relaxed. Your whole body is relaxed. Now, we're going to do one last technique, and this is called opposites or opposing reactions. I want you to imagine that your body is very hot, that your skin is hot, like you are standing on the sidewalk with the sun beating down, like you got into a hot car. Feel as if your body is very hot. What does that feel like? And then I want you to imagine as if your body is very cold instead. As if you stepped outside on a very cold day, no jacket. As if you stepped into a walk-in freezer. As if you stepped into an ice cold bath. What would that feel like if your entire body is very cold? Now I want you to imagine as if your body is very heavy, as if your entire body is weighed down, pushed by gravity, a little bit more into the surface, as if your limbs are made of lead, your head is made of lead. What would that feel like? And I want you to imagine as if your body is very light instead. As if there is almost nothing holding you to your surface. As if you could just float away. As if a breeze could just carry you off. Like balloons were tied to your feet, your hands, tied to your body. What would that feel like if your body was very, very light? Very good. Now I want you to settle back into your own weight, to your own temperature. And just feel the surface underneath you. Feel the comfort and support of the surface underneath you. What does it feel like to have something supporting your back, your arms, your legs? Before you open your eyes, I want you to just take a few deep breaths with me. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. I want you to start by moving your fingers a little bit. Just very gently moving the fingers. Maybe wiggling the toes a little bit. Can you move the wrists a little bit? Now I'm going to have you rub your hands together. Bring your hands together and rub them to create some heat between them. And when you've got some heat, I want you to just put them over your eyes. allow the heat to sink in to your eyes. Rub them together again. And when they're heated up, I want you to lay them over your ears. Feel your ears. Feel the warmth of your hands over your ears. And then one last time, rub the hands together. And lay them over your chest. Let the heat melt into the skin, into the muscles. Feel the weight of your hands on your chest. Good. And when you're ready, you can let your eyes open. Just very gently. Let your eyes open. Hi. I would like to just take a little check of your pulse and listen to your heart and lungs. And we'll see if there was any change. So, do you mind if I take your pulse from the arm that I had already done? Good. We'll just wait here for a minute. The very nice thing about working in the deep relaxation clinic is that I also reap the benefits while I'm telling you how to relax. I'm also relaxing at the same time, which in turn may make you even more relaxed. It's a mutual support cycle. Okay, so we did drop quite a bit. And then we're going to pull out the stethoscope and listen to the heartbeats and how the lungs are doing. Just breathe normally. And the lungs, I'm just going to have you breathe normally. Good, and then I'm going to have you take a deep breath when I prompt you to. Deep breath in and out. 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 Last one. Deep breath in and out. Definitely a lot deeper normal breathing. And it's coming a lot more from the abdomen as opposed to high in the chest. concludes our deep relaxation session for today. Is there anything else I can do for you? Very good. I'd like to thank you so much for coming to the Deep Relaxation Clinic. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I create primarily medical, alternative medicine / pseudoscience and personal attention